Today on our show,
So much news, you ain't gonna be able to handle it. Thick dick worth of news right here on today's Fat Man on Batman. Welcome to Fat Man on Batman. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Marc Bernardin.
Okay, man, here in the Fat Cave, listen.
The dulcet tones of a band in the distance.
You might hear the familiar tones of the band from television, Greg Grunberg's band, made up of people who've been on television. So they're rehearsing right in the next room, so you might hear them throughout the show. But fuck that, we got important shit to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. First off, welcome back.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You were in the Sundance.
Went to Sundance. What have you been doing? Editing the LA Times.
Editing at the Los Angeles Times.
Dropping his big newspaper cock on the table.
Skunk. Was not at Sundance, although editing a bunch of stories about Sundance.
I was at Sundance
Did
interviewing people. You know, there was no pressure because I had no movie. Like last year I had a movie and that was an uncomfy trip on the way. Going up the hill, we were like, we got a movie. We got a movie. Coming down the hill, you're like, we had a movie. We had a movie. So this year it was like no stress, man, no mess. I just talked to people who had movies and stuff.
That ain't bad.
So it was kind of cool.
The last time I was at Sundance,
There was a lot of this though. I will admit this. People coming in the room being like, "What? Are we talking to you?" Like, kind of like, what happened? Like, why? Didn't you? Never mind. Let's just talk.
Aren't you supposed to be some like young, attractive female reporter that I'm talking to?
Mark, I don't think that was the look. I think the look they were giving me was not, you're not hot and young. They were going like, don't you have another job? And I'm like, this is my job this weekend.
Who's the job now?
It was interesting. Honestly, they all seemed kind of relieved. They'd come through the door and be like, oh, like he's one of us. And, you know, I made it fun. I wasn't ever like I had Kristen Stewart there. And, you know, I wasn't like, ooh, Rob Pattinson, which I guess nobody would because that's about 9 years old. But that morning, there had been a story had broken about Trump had written tweets about her and Rob Pattinson. And so, like, when she came in, you know, like, I could have been like, how about them fucking Trump tweets? But I'm like, she's a director. She's here with a short film. She's an artist. Let's talk about her art. Excuse me. So at one point, I went off page and didn't talk about her film, kinda. It was tangential. But there was an article that was published that she had co-authored a paper on artificial intelligence. And it was related to her film. So, you know, I talked about that. But, like, I was like, I'm not going to hit that Trump thing. At Variety, they were like, hey, man, what about that Trump tweet? And that, like, I saw that all over the news. Yeah, it blew up. So then I was like, oh, I should have fucking went for the Trump shit. But they were like, no, it's good that you didn't, because she was like, she said you were her favorite interview of the whole festival. And, you know, I was like, well, that's because I didn't fucking go. Right. Hey, man, let's talk about fucking bullshit that has nothing to do with your short film. And her short film's strong. She's going to win an award. Yeah, she's going to win awards for directing one day. She's got a good eye. She's like very lyrical eye. Like, I was impressed. It was a short flick.
I mean, but she's also one of those kids who grew up on sets and grew up on the best sets. You know, like at, what was she?
Fincher, dude.
Yeah, like 11 years old doing Panic Room.
And the short's very visually oriented. It's not like a lot of like hardcore performance. There's performance, but it's not a lot of dialogue.
Right.
It's like maybe a fucking fistful of dialogue in the whole thing. But beautiful to look at. So anyway, yeah, I talked to a lot of those guys. So a lot of them seemed relieved that I wasn't sitting there going like, ooh, what about the fucking dirty shit? You know, it's just like, isn't it great being at fucking Sundance, you know, and shit like that.
You've been there. You've been there before. You acted like you've been there before.
That's the thing. Treated them like I had been or would want to be treated. Anyway, that was fucking then. Now we're back in the Fat Cave, and we've got fucking news, goddammit.
Things happened.
A lot of shit going on. Yeah, fuck, so we better address it all. Starting with the biggie. The big tasty, if you will. we have a title, and we've had it for like 2 weeks for the new Star Wars movie.
But you don't have a thing until we say you have a thing.
That's
so we
true.
now have a title.
So for some people, it'll be like, I haven't been paying attention. I've been waiting for you guys to break the news. Guess what? Star Wars is called, the new Star Wars, Episode 8, is called?
The Last Jedi.
There you go.
Now, there's been a lot of debate on the internets about whether or not Jedi without an S is also plural. Does The Last Jedi mean more than one Jedi?
Oh.
Is it Jedis with an S? Is it Jedi-E?
Like what animals are plural while sounding singular?
Sheep. Deer.
Oh my God, it's like a game show.
Moose.
Look at that. That's true.
It is one of those words that could
The
be...
last moose. Star Wars, the last moose. All right, so they could, when I first heard the title, I was like, well, they must want us to think it's Luke, but maybe it's Rey.
Nah.
And what you're saying is,
at least
why not both? Why not a little surf and turf?
And let's also not forget that Luke Skywalker trained Kylo Ren before he went bad.
Oh, so maybe they redeem him and shit?
Maybe.
Bullshit!
There's
no redemption! He fucking killed Han Solo! You know who gets to kill him? Chewie. Right in the fucking face. A face-melting shot from a laser crossbow at 6 inches away. That's the only redemption that character gets. Fuck you, Kylo Ren. It's not even your name.
Ben.
Poser. Yeah, Ben. Kylo Ben. He better not redeem him. He's got to burn. Some fuckers just got to burn, Mark. No redemption.
If you can redeem Darth Vader, who, let's remember, killed a bunch of younglings.
Yeah, yeah. He was actually like the Hitler of the galaxy, and at the end, he kind of went soft. And
He did. That's what those first 6 movies are about, the redemption of the villain.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So far, Kylo's killed one dude.
Yeah, but he was pretty important. And he killed Max von Sydow as well.
He killed Ming the Merciless and Han Solo he kills. He's just
I'm going to be
waiting
ringing the bell for Kylo Ren. Every time people want to be like, oh, he's not a bad guy. He killed fucking Max von Sydow and Han Solo, is what I'll say.
Yes, killed his father. Patricide is a difficult thing to come back
Not just
from.
his father, because like in some cases you could support that sort of thing. But he killed one of our friends, our fucking our drunk uncle, the uncle you were always happy to see, the one who was like, what's this? And he pulled a fucking 50 out from behind your ear.
Wow, you had way better uncles than I did.
I never had that, but I always dreamed that I would have it, and he'd be like, Han Solo, we get in a spaceship and go flying around with a dog.
Yeah, I had here's a shiny nickel. Thanks, it's 2010. What am I supposed to do with a shiny nickel?
What are you, out of your mind?
Come
So
play
The
some
Last
slots.
Jedi.
The Last Jedi could be any 3 of those people.
This is the Ryan Johnson
Indeed.
Episode 8 picture. I bet you he's relieved to have that out in the world.
I'm sure he is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you never want to be the person that slips. It's like, The Last Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was a quote from Daisy Ridley who knew what, we're talking about it on the set during production, and she had to, like everybody, sit on it for like 6 months. Like, oh, I know what it is.
So they gave her a script, no title on it?
I think so. I think it's one of those like marketing and filmmaker.
like, we'll figure that
whatever.
shit
Yeah.
out later.
You go shoot us a movie.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what to call it.
Episode 8. It's got a title,
That's
fuckers. Get to work. We'll fucking figure the frilly stuff out later. It's Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah, nice.
It's my Kathy Kennedy impression I've been working on.
Well done.
Okay, so fucking everything's hunky-dory in Star Wars land. When's this picture coming?
December.
When we can see a trailer? Any minute now.
Yeah, my guess is
What's the next
either,
big movie? Disney.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. See that trailer?
I did.
Looks exactly like the cartoon.
Except, like, the Beast is now a weird, awful bestiality monster.
What do you mean?
Well, she has sex with this thing, right? Like, we know that that's part of this story.
Do they? I didn't get that out of the... Is that what happened in the cartoon? Yeah. I fucking don't remember that at all. Did his fucking lipstick pop? And she was like, Beauty and the Beast. He was like, be my guest. Be my guest. Put my lipstick to the test. And she was like, goodbye, boys. I don't remember that at all.
You just had a little thing there.
I went to a fucking better movie, and that's why they never could give me one of them Disney remakes, because I'm like, can we put a dog's lipstick in it?
But, like, you know they kiss. Like, you know they're making out at
Kissing's
some
not
point.
fucking, dude.
She's kissing a giant dog.
Yeah, but I kiss my little dog all the time. I'm like, Chicky, if only you were a person, we'd run away together. You understand me? Yeah.
Like a thing that was 2-dimensional animation brought into 3 dimensions.
It's weird for you?
It's a little odd.
Do you think that matters for anybody except you? Is that going to be a thing? Like how some people didn't go see the Bob Zemeckis movie because they were like, whoa.
Right, this is making me dizzy.
Let me tell you something, man.
Tell me.
So I'm in a game, Call of Duty game. Like literally, scan me into the game, Raven the Redwoods it's called.
Ooh, nice.
DLC game for those who are gamers. And even if you're not a gamer, if you've ever wanted to fucking watch me die in a video game over and over again, you hated Tusk that much, Raven the Redwoods is you. And it's me scanning, I'm wearing this outfit and shit like that. But I went to a live stream at Infinity Ward. They're the people that made the game. And I watched Lee, the guy who wrote the game, play the game. And for an hour. So we're standing there and I'm watching the game and I'm making comments, jokes. We're having a good time. But like toward the end of the hour, dude, all of a sudden I was just like, I feel hot and fucking faint. And I feel like a little bit nauseous, but I hadn't eaten anything. So I was like, am I just hungry? What's going on? And then I was like to the off-camera folks, I was like, can you clear a path through the door, man? I might have to go right out to the bathroom when this is done. And then we were 2 minutes from the end of the thing. And finally I was like, I'm sorry. And I took off my headphones and went to the bathroom. Like I made it outside the door and I was fucking dizzy. And like it took me a minute to walk 3 feet to the bathroom door. I got into the bathroom, sat down on a chair in the front part of the bathroom, not like where the stalls or urinals are. And then fucking had to lay down. Like, and I was sitting there going, am I having a heart attack? Is this what a heart attack feels like? I'm 46. Oh God, I gave up milk. What more do you want?
Damn you!
Totally. And I'm laying on the bathroom floor and the people in Infinity Ward are stopping people from going to the bathroom and shit. And finally I threw up. But I hadn't eaten anything.
Now, was this a VR thing you were doing, or is it just?
That's what it was. I didn't know what the fuck's going on. I threw up and shit. It was just all water. And then I felt 100%, like 1,000% better. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing on the bathroom floor? And I got up and they told me, they were like, it's the game. I said, what do you mean? They were like, you don't play much game? I said, well, I mean, I would never play as fast as he was playing because Lee was like, he wrote the game and shit. So, you know, I imagine I would go a lot slower and fucking poke around and stuff. They said, yeah, it happens. There's a percentage of people that like get motion sickness. You got to build yourself up and tolerance and stuff like that. That never happened to me. And so I looked this shit up online. Do you know what motion sickness is?
I don't.
It is when the body thinks it has been poisoned.
Really?
Isn't that fucking nuts? The reason you throw up, like, because think about it. It has something to do with visual, and you want to be like, oh, your equilibrium. Basically, the body is reacting as if it's been poisoned. That's why you throw up. I had nothing in my stomach, and I was throwing up water, but I felt better. Because the body is just like, we got to get this poison out of us. It's the only way we must be feeling like this. Because they don't fucking get it. Because, you know, when the fucking body evolved from fucking troglodyte to us, video games wasn't part of the fucking equation, Marc.
No?
It was weird. I felt like an old man for the first time. I was just like, I got sick looking at the kiddie games.
Yeah. The brain is an interesting thing.
Very.
Yeah. Like I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about what actually happens when you experience deja vu.
Okay. Yeah, what is it?
It's there's a part.
It's a blip in the matrix. We know
It is a glitch in the matrix. Or it's also that the brain secretes when you recognize something.
Yes.
Your brain is accessing the memories in the weird rando way that a brain does, and then it's triggering like a familiarity response. You're like, oh, I recognize that person or that thing, and it's giving you the, oh, okay, you should respond as if you know it. Deja vu is a slight malfunction of the familiarity response. Like the button is getting pressed without the right trigger for it. So you're just like, oh, clearly this is a thing I've done before, even though you've absolutely never
Even though
done it
you
before.
haven't.
Yeah.
I like the Matrix explanation a little better.
I mean, it's way more rad. And
I hate when they demystify the mysterious. I hate science. Religion! Marc! No. It is, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I always like to believe, I love the idea of like,
Yeah.
I have done this before. I'm retracing steps. I just saw the mirror universe. Or
Quantum
whatever
looping.
Yes, but instead, really, it's just your brain
your
being
brain
fucking
fucking with you.
stupid.
Yeah, kind of.
There goes all the romance and magic out of that notion.
Also midichlorians.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that.
Midi-chlorians.
So, and then production began on Star Wars Red Cup, which is the standalone Han Solo movie. First shot.
They're calling it Red Cup
That was on the clapboard.
because Solo.
Uh-huh.
Are those the boys who did the Lego movie?
Yeah, Miller and Lord.
I'll follow them off a fucking cliff. That Lego movie was brilliant. They did something else too.
They produced the Last Man on Earth show.
Oh,
that's
they
on
did
the
a
Fox.
comedy, a couple, 21 Jump Street, right? Mm-hmm. It's a funny movie.
They do good work.
But that Lego movie is a thing of beauty. So beautiful.
Yeah.
So this is going to be fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
Do you think we'll see Lando lose the Falcon? We have to, right?
You have to. Like, if you're gonna make this movie, you got to do that, because you got to see a Kessel Run. You got to see him lose the Falcon. Not to say that this is a paint by numbers picture.
No.
But there's numbers I absolutely want in it.
There's some notes they better hit. Like, they better play some of our fucking favorites while they're doing this. Because they don't know how many shots. They can't sit there and be like, no, we'll tell that story in another movie. It's like, fuck you, tell it now. You don't know.
Play the fucking hits.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. Yeah.
Thanks, Rolling
Stairway.
Stones. Don't play your fucking new shit.
Okay, good for Star Wars, as always. And good for us. What's good for Star Wars?
It's good for everybody.
Good for us.
The tweet was adorable because it said Han first shot instead of Han shot first. Those fucking guys. And I kept reading it the wrong way because I wanted to.
That's fucking cute.
But yeah.
It's cute. It's cute. I feel left out now. We're having a good time on that fucking Han Solo movie. What about us? All right, man. Dune is happening again. We had it once before. David Lynch did it, and it was excellent.
It's the best version of Dune there ever been.
It's fucking fantastic. They did a TV version on Sci-Fi, on Sci-Fi, Sci-Fi, back when it was Sci-Fi.
Like a 4-hour miniseries and then a sequel to it.
Jason
Children
loved it.
of Dune.
Yeah,
He's all
Muse
about
loves
that?
it. He's just like, fucking Dune, dude. It's like 20 hours long. I was like, that ain't Dune. Dune is 2 hours long. David Lynch did it.
I will kill him!
But people that like the books say that the miniseries was a lot closer.
It is, but it doesn't have any of the weird fucking magic of the David Lynch version.
All I see is an Atreides I want to kill.
Your wounds are like paradise, my darling. Your skin is like a treasure.
Father, the sleeper has awakened.
I shall not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death wing. Total liberation.
Shawnee.
My name is a killing word.
Yes, bitch. Oh, yes. Dune is an amazing movie. Fuck, it's good. But boy, it went right in the shitter.
It really.
The Howard the Duck, Ishtar, fucking whatever. What's the recent Yoga Hosers of fucking movies back then, man? But fuck, it reached for the stars. The movie that David Lynch did instead of directing, Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
And the world is all the richer for it. Anyway, they're gonna remake it as a feature.
Yeah, our man Denis Villeneuve, hot off of Arrival. And
That's the thing.
I like to say his name though.
Denis Villenueve. The guy that did Arrival, let's just call him that.
Yeah. That
And
guy.
he did Sicario.
The Sicario.
And he did Prisoners.
Yes, and he's doing Blade Runner 2049.
Right on.
Yeah, so he is taking his stab at Frank Herbert's fantastic fucking book.
So he did Blade Runner. He's doing Dune. He likes the 80s.
He likes the 80s, he likes the sci-fi. I'm all about this guy.
I can't wait. I'm fucking all for it, man. If anybody's gonna touch Dune again and shit, I'll see what this guy does because Arrival was.
Yeah. I mean, although part of me really wants Dune as a TV show, like a long form,
Should be a Netflix or an HBO show.
Like there's no reason.
It's always the problem with that David Lynch movie. They said was like some people were like, I'm lost because Dune is thick as a dick.
It really
thick
is.
as a dozen dicks. So it would be helpful to spread that info out. But
Yeah, like give me the Game of Thrones version of Dune, where like 6 years of just palace intrigue and superhero fighting and giant fucking dickworms and shadout mapeses and all the awesome.
the spice must flow. Okay, so that's good news.
That's awesome.
In the other good news department,
Do you want to do, Terry Hatcher.
yeah, who? Hey, Supergirl fans, did you see my Supergirl episode last week? Well, I'm heading up to Supergirl again next week, and I'm going to direct another episode. And in that episode, Ms. Terry Hatcher will be featured.
Lois Lane herself.
Lois from Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, the 90s version of Superman. Remember that fucking poster
Oh, man alive.
of her? Yeah, like that was like the poster of the 90s.
Yeah, just like her, like topless but draped in the cape.
In the cape. Amazing. So, of course, Desperate Housewives. Of course, they're real and they're spectacular from Seinfeld. Terry Hatcher is a goddamn TV legend. But she's going to be on Supergirl as playing a mystery villain.
Mystery bad person.
Mystery to some, Mark. Not to me.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah.
Can you tell me later?
Yeah. I'll tell you later.
All right.
Can't share it because I'll get fucking nutted. Andrew Kreisberg will be like, bitch, and fucking hit me right in the nuts.
Just garrot.
Maybe not. Yeah, totally. Fucking Greg Berlanti behind me with a garage. Kreisberg and fucking Berlanti working me going, you shouldn't have said that, you fat piece of shit. Now we gotta do this. And I'm like, no, I have a family.
Just be quiet. Just be quiet. Let it go, Kevin. Let it go quiet. Do small shit.
Never
Do
fuck
small.
with a Berlanti.
So we find you where you live and we slice your neck fucking wide open. I don't know why he turned into like a French guy.
I know. He's the Sicario himself. He went off to direct a movie.
Mr. Berlanti?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. And because I think he's got 2 big movies on deck, right? He's got, I saw the Little Shop of Horrors remake.
Uh-huh.
And then
You saw Booster Gold.
Booster Gold as well.
Written by our man Zach Stentz.
Zach Stentz, who wrote this week's episode of Flash I saw.
That dude.
Ended with a fucking killer line. Spoilers if you haven't watched Flash yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Barry going like, I'm not going to save Iris. You are going to save Iris. To Wally was fucking fantastic.
Hero's journey.
He realizes he can't get fast enough. So he's just like, why am I trying? We got the Kid Flash. He'll save his sister. And then something tells me, I'm no writer, but maybe Iris will save herself. Maybe she don't need saving. Although she is held by fucking Savitar.
It's all right. Sure,
Dude looks mean. He looks mean just holding somebody. Even if it was hostile, if you were holding his hand in a loving way. It's very pointy. Okay, so Teri Hatcher, how fucking cool is that?
That's badass.
They've got Lois and Clark now.
I like them saying pulling back. Like Kreisberg's all about that. Like
Kreisberg and Berlanti, dude, they like fucking, they pay homage.
Indeed.
Homage!
You were here first. Come play with us now.
It's very, very cool. So I get to fool around with her as an actress on set. Not fool around, but like, hey, let's go play. Jason Mewes just directed her in a movie.
Really?
And this movie is directing.
Shut up.
Yeah, she will have been one of the few people in the world who's been directed by both Jay and Silent Bob.
She should get a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's all she'll get. Teri Hatcher, it's fucking exciting. Can't
That's
wait.
awesome. That's
Can't wait. Gonna be up there. Gonna be like, action, cut. That was brilliant. Everyone applaud.
Yay!
Mandatory clapping.
She's real and she's spectacular.
This is this is hot news that broke last week.
Indeed.
Hot old news.
Were you a Terminator fan?
Of course, who's not a Terminator fan, man? They fuck with time. Time travel movies are so fucking amazing. They've turned into time travel series. Everybody's doing time travel now. We all love the notion of time travel, particularly this year. So this is Terminator now more than ever appeals to me. Why?
Indeed. Because after Terminator Genesis, which nobody seemed to like and barely made any money. Gen Y-sis.
That movie.
That movie. Feelings.
Still get mad.
James Cameron is now returning to the fold.
My heart's a fluttering.
Every time they make a Terminator movie that he doesn't direct, there's always James Cameron has given this movie his blessing. He sat down with the filmmaker. He did it with McGee.
On the last one on
He did it with
Genesis,
the last one.
they were like, fuck, he was like, look, this is, if I was going to keep doing it, this is what I would have done.
Yeah, like it's go visit the Pope, have him kiss the ring, and then everybody's fine.
But now they're giving it back to him.
Now they're giving it back to him. And apparently, he's going to oversee a bright young filmmaker who we're quite fans of here.
A youngster?
A
One of these
youngster.
young bucks?
I'm pretty sure
They're always
he's-
giving young kids a chance. What about a 46-year-old like myself, Marc?
Apparently, you're not old enough, my friend.
Why?
Because it's our man, Tim Miller.
Tim Miller's going to direct
Miller.
Terminator. Tim Miller, the Wonderkin behind Deadshot. That kid's got a future.
Who I think is like 50-something.
Yeah, the Wonder Senior Citizen. Tim Miller's 50 years old. He wrote me to be like, I'm 50 years old. He's going to be directing Terminator. Cameron's producing it.
Yes.
And I'm buying tickets for it, for you, for me, for them, everybody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody to love.
Someone to love.
You forgot the hand slap. Someone to love. There was just one.
No,
it's
they
not
went
double. No, it was just one. Fuck, you were there.
I was so there.
We need one more practice. We're almost there.
So close.
Ready for the Fat Man on Batman talent show coming this year.
Cab Calloway's going to come in and do something.
I did that.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I did this. Fuck it, it's a long story.
Oh, come on.
In history class, like I did a report on the Cotton Club, and it was an oral report. And one of the points of the oral report, I literally played Minnie the Moocher all the way through. It was like a 3-minute song.
Wow.
And Miss Clark, who was a history teacher, like loved it. Made me do the report for a few classes because she loved that song.
We're going on the road.
I know. Oh my God! I got a good grade because of Cab Calloway.
We're going down to the 5th grade.
And everything about the report was predicated on that movie. I mean, I was never been to Harlem. I was fucking 14, 15 years old. I didn't know anything about it.
You know,
We didn't
South
have
Jersey.
Wikipedia. Exactly. Central, not even South Jersey.
Where's Harlem?
I was like, and then in 1920, Richard Gere went to the Cotton Club where he ran into Diane Lane, who would later play Superman's mother, Martha. You all know what happens when Batman and Superman find out that Martha's their mother's name.
In 1982, a white guy made a movie starring other white people about a black jazz club in Harlem.
Who's the white guy, though?
It's Richard Gere. Well, for Coppola.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Nothing
that
could possibly
makes
go
it
wrong.
okay.
Historically.
That's a good fucking movie, though. What's his name? Bob Hoskins plays Oni Madden. Mm-hmm. It's a good movie.
Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines is amazing with his brother. And they both
Ooh.
dance. They both fucking tap together. It's a touching story where they split up and then they come together at the end. Oh, I'm going to get glassy thinking about it. I'm going to go watch Cotton Club.
Do it. I'm going to go watch Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I'm going to watch both. I'll go back to the 80s. Fuck it. Let's just skip both. Go watch the Goldbergs. They do the 80s every week. And they do it well.
Yes. So, Tim Miller, going back to the future, to the past for Terminator. They're assembling one of those now in vogue writers' rooms of like science fiction authors and writers.
Putting a bunch of people together.
Put a bunch of people in a room. Like, how do we fix this and end this? I think this is supposed to be a reboot and a conclusion.
Seems ridiculous to go through the trouble of, hey, we rebooted it and goodbye.
You know, who knows?
If
Like,
it makes $1 billion, this is not the end.
no, I mean, but they keep trying to find a way to do this without Schwarzenegger, because
So is that code for he's going to be in it again?
I mean, he was in the last one, and they had as good a reason as you're going to get for old Schwarzenegger to still be a Terminator. There's only so many ways you can skin that.
Do you think Cameron's like, look, with all due respect, I'm happy with what people did, but fuck it, we're going right back to 2. So this movie is the official sequel to Terminator 2.
He could absolutely just wipe it clean. Because I don't think he's ever really acknowledged anything else as direct lineage back to 2. Do you get like Edward Furlong back? Do you get Linda Hamilton back?
I'm excited.
Michael Biehn doesn't look that bad.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. But it doesn't have to be like next week after T2. It just has to be like 3 and 4 and Gen Y system. None of that happened. The continuity goes Terminator, Terminator 2, and this new one.
I've always wanted to do like a short film, Miles Bennett Dyson's Bad Day. Like, just woke up in the morning, like, gonna have a great day in the office, kiss his wife, hug his kid.
Today I'm gonna figure out AI, honey.
It's like, you guys, like, we almost cracked it, right? What's happening downstairs? What? I don't
What is that?
I understand. Helicopter in the house? What? Why is she shooting people in my house?
That makes me want to watch T2 now. I forgot about that whole scene and shit.
It's really good. It really holds up.
Yeah?
It is a remake of T1, but in a way that still
Cooler
totally makes
effects.
sense. Yeah.
All right, so you got that to be excied for.
Uh-huh.
Don't die yet. That's going to happen.
No, we got new stuff.
And then last but not least, Aquaman news. Aquaman is getting closer and closer to fucking jumping in the water.
It is the DC movie they seem to be actually making.
Yeah, things are looking up for Aquaman. Nothing fishy here.
No.
They're
got a
talking
director, they got a
about
script, they got
Nicole Kidman to play his mother.
promising young actress from Australia.
Yeah, I've seen her in some stuff. Wait a second, what? His mother? So what, the origin story of like, she left him on the lighthouse steps and you think they're doing that?
They could be doing that.
Flashback shit?
Probably.
She ain't alive, right? She ain't alive in the comics.
She isn't, no. Could be in this one, though.
Are we muttering to each other?
I'm not sure. Because we have no facts.
Yeah, we got nothing here, kids.
We're not going to speak with conviction because we're just,
So what, they got Mira, they got him, they got her. This is mom, but I don't know. And now they've also added,
Black Manta.
how do you pronounce his name? Yahya Abdul Mateen?
Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
Yeah.
from the Get Down.
Oh, there's a 2 there.
There's a 2.
You saw the Get Down.
I did see the Get Down.
Do you know who this is?
I do know who this is. He was the impresario of the nightclub / drug dealer who dances like nobody's fucking business. Like, good shit. Like, great disco.
It's not gonna come in handy here.
I mean, if he pretends to be
Unless
like,
at one point they're like, break it down.
come on, bring it. That would be amazing.
Do the fish.
If he's like Justin Hammer,
Do the
just
swing.
comes out and just starts dancing.
They need to bring him back. Oh, like, why not bring him back? At least
so
in the
much fun.
shows. They should put him on like the Netflix shows. I know that dude's always busy, Sam Rockwell, but still.
He is, but that
The character was
dances.
awesome. When he's like, is this a bird in Russia?
Why the bird?
Okay.
Yeah. So casting. Like, that's a
But
movie
who's he
that's out
playing?
there.
We haven't said.
Black Manta.
My whole life, I never thought I'd see live action Black Manta.
No.
I'm telling you, who's directing this?
James Wan.
Listen to me, Jimmy Wan. I'm telling you right now, you want to remain number 1 in my heart? He better wear the goofy fucking outfit. He better wear it. Don't come up with some modernization bullshit.
Let him
I
tell
want
you.
a giant fucking head,
Let
with
that man
giant
tell you.
fucking eyes, sleek black body,
You tell him.
swimmer's body perhaps, or dancer's body.
You tell him. Don't hold back.
But he better have that fucking, do not compromise on the helmet. Read my lips.
Can I get an amen?
Do not compromise on Black Manta's helmet.
Testify,
You can
motherfucker.
do anything else. You can add a mother. You could fucking, you don't even have to look like Aquaman anymore. No orange shirt. But god damn it. You just make this little fat boy's dreams come true. Show me Black Manta. Have him speak through the fucking blah, 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 through that shit. That character has the potential to be the fucking baddest villain in movie history. The looks of a Darth Vader, but underwater.
And there's way more water than there is earth.
And you can send a shark after him because Aquaman's like, whoa, 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 shit. And so Black Manta can be like, and cut the head off a fucking shark.
If
Just
I
to
don't
show you how
see-
badass he is. Like a shark comes at him and he fucking grabs it by the gills and he's just like, this is what I think of your powers, Curry. And he just fucking rips it open from the gills. You would respect the shit out of that.
If I don't see somebody punch a shark Mongo style, I'm going to be upset.
I want a lot of shark punch in this movie. They ought to call it Aquaman, shark. Aquaman 2, shark punching. Skip
Punch,
Aquaman 1,
punch,
just go right
punch.
to 2. All right, that's fucking great news. Black Manta.
Badass.
Oh my God. I'm about to nut. I'll hold it till I get home.
Give him to him.
That is fucking fine. Nothing could be finer.
Then Black Manta in your
But giant
giant.
Earth in the morning. There it is, folks. That's all the fucking news. You're current now.
We did it.
Even though some of that shit's like weeks old. You're current now. Go out in the world and start telling
It
people.
was a sweep up. It was we're gathering everything together. It was a potpourri. It was
You may have known the news before, but you didn't know what we knew about the news before.
we knew it for you.
We knew it.
Knew it, but good.
Nude bomb right here. Get smart. That's it this week, man, for Fat Man on Batman. Come back in another episode, man. Fucking right here in the Fat Cave. I've been Kevin Smith.
And I've been his friend, Marc Bernardin.
Come back and visit us here in the Fat Cave. Same fat time. Same fat channel. Smodcast.com.
Or youtube.com/Kevin Smith. Pew, 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 pew.